only if they're ready to go, because if they're not, as Frank Howard himself said, keep your stinking hands off my rock. Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina, home to the Tigers. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. So South Carolina's offense will take the first swing of the game. This rivalry can fly under the radar from time to time, but trust me, the Gamecocks and Tigers do not like each other.
No, and it doesn't fly under the radar to the people in South Carolina, because there's always a debate of Clemson versus South Carolina and bragging rights fully on the line.
What's fun about this game is that someone gets to play spoiler. And in recent years, we've seen Clemson in the national championship picture late in the year. Regardless of what South Carolina's record is, they are trying to ruin Clemson's season.
And the Gamecocks want to pick up the tempo. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31. This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Makes the grab. Tackled after picking up the first down. The Gamecocks come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on.
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. They've got the ball at midfield, but they're facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Feeling some heat. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you show your exotic looks, you get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
They'll get him down at the 21-yard line. The coverage team able to stop him right there. So the Clemson Tigers offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
They drag him down, but not before he picks up a Clemson 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback checking the play. He's going to pass. Pressure coming. And the pass is incomplete, but it might not matter. Flag is down, and it looked as if the defense was roughing up that receiver.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
So after the flag, a fresh set of downs for the offense. It's 1st and 10. And the runner is down, and so is the flag.
Hold it.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. The offense lining up for a 1st down play. To the air. It's Ncaa. Zings it complete to the right. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. Clemson just put a beat down on the Gamecocks the last time these two met.
Yeah, it wasn't even close, and Clemson's talent being far superior, dominated, cocky. They got to have an answer this time, Jesse. They were embarrassed a year ago.
South Carolina just has to start faster. You're not going to beat a team like Clemson with all of their athletes if you're sleepwalking out of the tunnel.
This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. Trying to find his man on 1st down. He's got his man. Oh, he left him grabbing. They'll bring him down, but not before he put people in the spin cycle.
The defense needs to have a plan for this guy. They weren't ready for that one. Drag route running all the way across the field. The DB just can't stay with him because of his speed, and as a result, they give up a big one.
They'll leave it with him. Running it in the red zone, imposing their will and picking up 5 down to the 15.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. You just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Not a lot of daylight there. Let's give him 1 to the 14. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. They'll run it to the right. Just trucks through it. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. They're going to run it. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Tigers. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game?
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. They'll go right back to him. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Gamecocks headed quickly to the line. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. He's open on the right. And he gets it done on 3rd down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44.
That's a great job by the wide receiver there on a critical down. 3rd down, running the curl route, coming back to the football, making the catch, and picking up the 1st.
Just a short pass to the tight end. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. This rivalry dates back to 1896. It's been a little bizarre with the chicken curse, and it's a bit unusual, too, because the state school, South Carolina, isn't the perennial football power.
No, but it's kind of had its ebbs and flows a little bit back and forth. Some great coaches on both sides, but the in-state hate is beautiful.
You know, there's a lot of great rivalries, especially down in the South and the Deep South. This is one of the better ones, though, because you just never know what the outcome is going to be.
This offense really needs to get something going. Hunt on the opening drive, and now a 3rd and 10 coming up. Buys a little time. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down. The Gamecocks will line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. And, David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're...
Can anyone catch him? He's at the 40, still on his feet. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. On the move. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. They'll give it to the back. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Offense gets set for second down. Looking for a man. It's Ncaa. Missed receiver there. It's incomplete.
Well, there was something the quarterback liked in the pre-snap there, thinking his primary target was going to have a favorable matchup, but the defense did a nice job disguising that look. They got more bodies over to him and forced the incompletion.
On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Tight end finds a soft spot. And he might be known for run fits, but that was a sure and heavy tackle on the tight end. And on fourth down, here comes the field goal unit. Not a chance. Missed it. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss.
7, South Carolina, 0.
South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Quick completion to the right. And the Gamecocks get the first down.
Via the screen. Pickup of 6. And that's good enough for a first down.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Pulls and throws off the RPO. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. The Gamecocks will hustle to the line. Off play action on first down. He'll off one deep down the left side. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far. It's starting to get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Looking to pass inside the red zone. A little release to the back. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Going to work on second down in the red zone and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They're just trying to bash it forward. He got a couple. It's down at the 11. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
It's a phenomenal effort on third down by the QB, but how about the blocking? When that play broke down, look at the receivers running routes. They all of a sudden turned around, and they went and got some blocks to help out their QB. You got to love them.
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
Dropping back, it's Ncaa. Puck, he uncorks one deep. And he reels it in inside the 30. Touchdown, Tigers. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
Well, in the modern era of college football, you're seeing more and more athletic tight ends, like what you just saw right there. The defense had no chance covering that guy down the field. He makes them look silly on his way in for the long touchdown.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there. And the Gamecocks want to move quickly.
Sometimes these guys just have eyes in the back of their head. You saw it right there. He was able to buy himself time, get outside the pocket, and at that point, I think the decision was pretty easy. Hey, I can go get this with my feet. He was able to do that. Now they got a fresh set of downs.
Just had a solid pickup on 1st. Now let's see what they've got on 2nd down. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. The Gamecocks are rolling down the field. They're going to go right back to him on 1st down. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. They've softened them up with a run. Now to throw it. Fires to the big fella. He'll be tackled at the 49 after a pickup of 5. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the 1st down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. Second and 10 after the previous play. He's looking to throw. Fires one high and deep. Hits him inside the 20, still going. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. And the Gamecocks come to the line with a new set of downs. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Steps away. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
How about this defense coming out aggressive on 1st down? They're in the red zone. They're like, no, we're going to take the fight to you. Now setting up a 2nd down and long and putting them in a great position to be successful.
There's a timeout call as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer.
Good play by the defense. Way to wrap them up. Way to know where the sticks are. Now put you in a successful position. The 3rd down. Now you can break out the fun packages, the blitzes, putting more speed, more little fast guys on the field.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He's got it on the move. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. It is perfect. So they put the field goal on the board and about to kick it away, and hoping that'll be the final points of this first half. What kind of field position can he help them with on the return? Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David is sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
After that last completion, it's second down. Back to throw, it's Ncaa. What a snag by the defense. Was looking for a little more daylight for a big return, but he'll settle for the pick and setting his offense up at the 24.
And if that don't light your fire, your wood is wet. The best play on a field is when the big boy, the most athletic people on the field, the defensive linemen, make game-changing, awesome, super athletic interceptions.
Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The Gamecocks are threatening in the red zone. On second down, just keeps firing. Looking for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, South Carolina.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. They'll throw it on first down. It's complete to the left. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Gets it out quickly. And the defense makes the tackle, and that ought to do it here in the first half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Got things teed up and just about ready to go here in the second half. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw, it's Ncaa. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They have been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Leaves it with the back. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They moved the chains. They marked it at the 29. Here comes Clemson with another first down. They'll ride the hot hand. Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll go to the counter. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
They plow ahead with the run, but still more ground needed to pick up the first down. Third down coming. Little touch pass to the receiver. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and he's going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense.
Going for it all. Ball in the air, intercepted. Looking for more room. That can be a momentum changer after the interception. Runs it back to the 37.
What an amazing play by the defense. Not only do you get the interception, but you completely flip the field. And how about the open field running by that guy once he made the pick?
Keeping it on the ground with the running back. Able to squeeze out a couple on the play. It's down at the 35. And the Gamecocks in the hurry up. They'll run play action. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
And that's the thing about this defense. Yeah, they may be losing the game right now, but they've got difference makers on that side of the football. They got guys that can step up like that, create havoc, get a sack, create negative plays. They're going to need more of that here in the second half if they're going to win this game.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. He's looking downfield to throw. They're bringing heat. And the pressure gets to him again. Another sack.
As a defensive end, trust me, I was a defensive end, I can tell you, you start getting a little lathered up. Now you got your second sack. It's only the third quarter. Your eyeballs are getting big. This is going to be one of those days. I'm going to get me 3. I'm going to get me 4. Shoot, I might even get me 5.
He's able to pick his way for just a bit, but he'll be stopped at the 18. Good job by the punt team. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. And the defense snatches it, and they reverse the field.
And that is exactly how you draw it up. You get to the quarterback, but you get the football out. You hit him, you try to rake it out. Great job by the defense, getting the sack, getting the fumble.
They'll start this drive with a pass. A beautifully placed ball to the outside, and the toe drag for the big pickup. The Gamecocks trying to get a touchdown on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. Can the defense stop them again on second and goal? Tries again to get it in. Able to pick up a couple before he's knocked down. They mark it at the 10. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is third and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Scrambling away. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the second half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
14.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is the type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, David.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like,
makes the grab down the left side. Afterburner's coming. Touchdown, Clemson! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. Quarterbacks love receivers that can get separation, but that amount of separation is a little excessive.
I agree, Reese, and I think the defense needs to have a little powwow on the sidelines and talk about what just happened, because that was an absolute busted coverage on the back end.
And the ball is loose on the return. Maybe some nerves on that return, but a fortunate bounce, and they'll retain possession.
Wow, they narrowly avoid disaster there. They fumble the kick return, and if that goes to the other team, all the momentum is no longer with them. So a nice job being able to pounce back on that. The head coach breathing a huge sigh of relief.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. And the Gamecocks want to crank the tempo. The RPO, fire complete to the left. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land. He has been in see-ball, get-ball mode all day, and he is making his mark in this rivalry game, guys.
I'll tell you, he was sick and tired of reading about and hearing about the offenses coming into this one. This guy had his own designs and his own plans. He has been balling, David, all over the field.
and it's so fun, a rivalry game.
It's complete. A huge pickup. And he breaks into the open. Touchdown, Gamecocks. A great catch and run for 6.
Man, the defense has got to be kicking themselves. They have the offense pinned back so deep in their own end. It's one thing to give up a completion, but you can't let the receiver go the entire distance and score a touchdown. Bad job on the back end by the D.
21.
He'll bring it back looking for help. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stops following and get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you scored here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. He's looking deep. Oh, did he toast the coverage? Got it deep downfield. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Tigers.
And back in the day, you used to line up and your tight end was a blocker and you threw it to him short. Now, these guys are being so dynamic in space and so athletic. Now they can make big, huge plays for your offense and put points on the board in a hurry.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner will be dragged down. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. He'll take a deep shot here. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time, man, this crowd really affecting the football.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be fourth down. The Gamecocks will send out the punt unit. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Opening play of the drive from the 39. 42 Spider. 4-2 Spider. Dropping back, it's Ncaa. They're working that left side. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. That's the end of the quarter, and South Carolina has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. First down to start the drive after the break. He's looking to throw it. He's got his man. No chance to run, but still a solid pickup on that one.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone, or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
The hand to the running back. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down.
Well, on offense, you've got to love the playing in this game. They're getting tremendous movement up front and climbing in the second level and really giving these backs and ball carriers a lot of room to run all game long.
Clemson ready to go back to work with another first down. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Here comes the offense on first down. The give to the tailback. Strong, firm tackle. Line getting set on second down. Running behind that left side. Hits him with a stiff arm. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
You know, they pride themselves on being physical at the point of attack, dominated at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there picking up the first down.
The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. The give to the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Handoff to the single running back. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. And if they want to take the lead, can't be thinking field goal here. They'll need a touchdown to go up in the 4th. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Clemson! They've got the lead here in the 4th.
Man, I love this offense being able to run the football late in the game when it matters and punch it in for the touchdown, and more importantly, take the lead.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Rutgers is going to walk off the field there in Piscataway with a much-needed victory. They had this one circled on the calendars for some time, and regardless the score, that W has to feel good. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Keeps looking downfield. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Second down coming up. He's looking to throw. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And this has been the story of the night. The offensive line getting beat up. And this is why this team is losing. You got to protect your quarterback. This defense has had a field day with their 5th sack.
Oh, what a grab by the defense. Takes it the other way. Inside the 10. And it's going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Tigers. That one puts them in really good shape to get back on the right track and get another W. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Hey, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
And the Gamecocks come to the line in the hurry up. They'll throw it on first down. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. And he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down. They are dialed in on this drive. A couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on first down. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the big fella. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. Here comes the offense on second down. Looking to throw it again. Right down the middle. It's complete. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late.
You can tell this quarterback did his homework coming into this game. He has been dissecting this defense with his arm and his mind. Over 300 yards passing.
From the red zone, looking for a space. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. He's looking to throw. They're trying to get to it. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, and certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Throws to the wideout. Got his man on the right. Makes a grab at the 6-yard line. It's first and goal. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Wants to go up top. Coming after it. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. looking to throw on second down. Into the end zone. Fires into traffic. Picked off. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football. Getting a big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
The lone back's got it. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They'll put it in play from their own 12-yard line, 1st and 10. He wants to throw.
He's never a doubt. Are you kidding me? He had a 2-yard cushion there. Like, he knew exactly where he was on the field, trying to throw the ball down the field, create some space, right, to make it easier for your play caller. Quarterback gets sacked, but thank goodness it wasn't a safety.
They'll try the right side. Breaks the tackle, and he's got room. He's loose. He's at the 40. At the 20. Touchdown, Tigers. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They built a comfortable lead and trying to hang on for a Week 13 victory.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
And he splits the uprights on the extra point. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Coming out with it, it's Hill. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. This offense has pretty much been stuck in the mud the entire game. It's been a frustrating performance, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, you can't be hanging your head just yet. This game's not over. This coaching staff is still evaluating their players. So if you're on the field right now, you've got to finish this game. You've got to try to prove something.
And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7. Trying to get everybody set with the clock still running. Quickly gets everyone set. They spike it to stop the clock. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on 3rd down. 4th down coming up. The Gamecocks line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. They'll bring him down. The clock is at 0, and that is how this one will wrap up. There's a long and storied history of great games between these two rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well.